everyone, and welcome back to the Urban Flight Foundation interview with a candidate. I have with me today Miss Wanda Blackwell. I've read her bio. I have read her stance on things, so I want to get her point of view and find out some more stuff about her so that y'all can make an informed decision when you go to the polls in November, because we need change. And if these candidates are new, we need some work done. So thank you so much for talking to me today, Miss Blackwell.
Thank you for having me.
So let me start by asking, what inspired you to run?
So I saw three things. I saw opportunity to impact three things that I really care about. That's kids. I love kids. Working in the community, and I always felt like I am a lifelong learner. So education is important to me. But most importantly, I love kids. I've always had somebody's kid around me as long as I can remember. Even while I was in the military, if I had a chance, I had somebody's kid. So that's the most important thing.
So that's love right there, because when you put children first, their well-being, it's very important that be the first thing on when you're running for a position like this. So what change do you hope to bring to the office, to your role? Yeah.
So one thing that I've noticed, and it's not anywhere that you may have read about me, but one thing I've noticed is that not a lot of parents are familiar with the school board. And I want to see an increase in parents and school board. And one of the things I noticed, one of the ways that I noticed that was when I was knocking on doors. Obviously, you have to get your names on a petition by knocking on doors. And so many parents was like, what's the school board, and what do they do, and things like that. A lot of them not aware the meetings that go along. And if you watch some of the meetings, you'll see most of the time it's the same old people that's showing up to speak and so forth. So that's one change that I want to see. And again, I haven't written that down anywhere, but it was more so confirmed today. I went up to Park Ridge because I'm only about half a mile from Park Ridge. And I was out this morning talking to parents and giving out a couple of brochures, and was really surprised at how many parents, again, that just had no idea of the impact the school board has, especially, and I don't really want to get into the mask issue, but especially with the mask issue, how many parents are just missing out on those meetings that they're having the discussion. Some of the parents I ran into were say, yes, I'm all for having masks, and but if you look at the last two meetings, there's no parent there that wants to talk about the pros of wearing the mask. And so that's important to me. Some of the other changes I want to make is definitely, I think with the pandemic, there has been a great learning loss for kids. I would like to see some kind of program or some kind of tutoring or something developed where we can address that. And I don't mean in a way that we are taking the focus away from the regular curriculum, but some kind of program, whether it's after school, something that allows parents to just give that kid a little bit more, because you and I know as well as anyone else that everybody can't teach, every parent can't teach.
Correct.
And some of them might be smart enough to teach, but some of them don't have the patience. And I know that when I was just teaching my daughter how to read, I know my patience was like, oh my gosh. And so just wanted to be able to, bring that out as far as the learning loss. Definitely some of the same old things that we always are concerned about as parents, and that is to pay teachers more if we can. I think it's important not only to develop a relationship with the school, with the parents, but we also need to develop a stronger relationship with the board of supervisors. So I like to see a change there.
I must say, so as a parent and a citizen, those are concerns that I think more because my biggest thing was, the communication, and also the two entities talking to themselves, and also personalizing teachers and who they are. So I'm glad that you are firm on also the supplemental educational part.
Yes.
because I have three. Well, one of them graduated, but I had three children who were here learning, and I'm working from home, so I'm working and trying to make sure they're on. And it was a disconnect because like for me, I need to see the syllabus. I'm a very I always believe that education starts at home because you are your children's first teacher. And everybody's like, no, it's the teacher's fault. First of all, let's go ahead and say this. If your child is acting a fool at home, okay, you know what I'm saying? There's those type of things. Like if you see that there's a delay, you need to be able to talk to the school and let them know, like, hey, so making sure we have school board members who understand a parent's journey and understand that stuff. This is where I think that we will that it'll be helpful, and that this is from a citizen standpoint. Yes. Because you want to make sure you're properly represented, and I'm loving the fact that you love children, and the love of children and their education should always like if you're working in the school school board, that the first thing you do is love children. I don't think this is a position for somebody who says I don't really like kids but I like policy. Then you don't need to be running for this, okay?
Exactly.
This ain't the position for you. But so what do you want the voters to know about you? Like, what do you like, other than, your policies, what do you want them to know about you to make you, like, because people always say the politicians are these people, but y'all are people too. Y'all are relatable.
So one of the things that I want them to know about me is that I never quit. I believe that I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I want them to know. I want them to know that I'm a critical thinker. So often, we say that the school board is nonpartisan, and that that's not true, really, to be honest with you. But
unfortunate facts.
So I think I'm compassionate, but more so again than I just want them to know that I'm a critical thinker. I'm not always one that's going to say, well, because I'm this, then I'm going to vote this way or whatever the case. I want to be able to lay the facts out. I want to see the facts and to make a determination from there. And one of the things that I learned in the Army is how to, one of the things that was drilled into us early on in basic training was how to solve a problem. You got to identify the problem, develop a solution. You got to analyze the solution. You got to implement a plan and so forth. And I probably have them out of the order that they showed us, but I still rely on that to make a decision about anything. It's not always something that's going to take forever to make a decision, but those are some of the things that, that teaches you to be a critical thinker, mm-hmm. is to identify the problem and gather information about it and go forth with what you have. And not seriously just make a decision just because this is your party or this is the side you on or whatever case. And I think that's one of the things that keep getting us in trouble in general, is we don't see past that P or that D or that P, that D or that R or whatever. And we just lose sight of everything. I think we lose sight of what's really, really important is that education at the end of the day, that you do anything that will get that student to college, that will get that student to pass that military exam, the ASVAB, to get that student working in his or her chosen career field. What did you do at the end of the day? And I want to be able to say, I did this as a group to make it happen for the individual, or those individuals, or those kids, should I say.
And I love that. And so, in this area, this was a big thing about the resource officers and the school to prison pipeline situation. I don't like, there's been so many different takeaways. So how are you, what are we planning on doing to make this, how to connect also the mental health support? What do you have any plans or any ideas to kind of even that out a little bit? Because sometimes a child could be having a breakdown because there's something that they can't talk about, and some teachers go straight to the resource officer. I just feel like sometimes wouldn't it be best to have a guidance counselor talk to them too, or because I just what is your stance on that? Like, what do you feel could be done to help us understand that a little bit better?
So I actually had some bit of this conversation last week with the NAACP. We were just talking just in general. First of all, I think that the school obviously is a reflection of society.
Yep.
And if we continue to treat certain kids specifically in a certain way, then you always going to see that route from to the prison.
Right.
I think what's missing in Stafford is a lot more partnerships with business. Again, do tutoring and mentorship. I think we need a stronger mentorship program. It says my connections. I definitely think we need a stronger mentorship program, and that means reaching out to some of these businesses, and that means, again, going back to the tutoring and so forth, reaching out to some of these teenagers need a little bit of tutoring or something like that to get them, they need a little bit of community service hours and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I know that there should be some kind of program designed to do such that. Someone actually mentioned one to me that they had at one time. It was called Dads. I can't think of it right now, but they had a program in Stafford at one time. I believe it was a lot of dads that were mentoring and so forth. And I think we need to grow those kind of programs to build the students up. As far as the mental health, I think it's becoming more talked about these days.
Yep.
And obviously you heard it all on the news with Simone Biles. You hear it so many times. And at first I couldn't understand. I shouldn't say I couldn't understand, but I kept seeing the commercials with Michael Phelps having the mental health, saying, go get help. And I shouldn't say I couldn't understand, but now I see why he kept pushing that. And of course with Simone Biles and so forth, I think it needs to become a topic that we can freely discuss at any time and no one be stigmatized. Having been in the military, again, those are individuals that's not something you want to talk about really. Right. But it's definitely since the last several years, it's definitely become something that's easily talked about. So no one is stigmatized, because you don't take care of yourself, then no one's going to take care of you.
And that's true. And that because as a parent and because I'm a business owner in this community, and I feel like community is very, very important to work with partnerships. I've had my partnership with the school for many years now, and I want to make sure that it's understood, like no matter what, if I need to come in, whatever, like as a parent, as a parent and as a business owner, because my community is what makes my business run. So we have to understand that it has to be a partnership. So I love the fact that, the understanding is there, and I want to keep that focus. So I really like that, that you have a plan, that you have a great idea and a great view of that. So parents, if you all, because you're running for
Garrisonville,
my district.
Yes. That's your district?
This is my district.
Okay.
Yes. So that's what I was like, because quiet as it's kept, I'm very, very, all other districts, I make, my thing is, I want people to understand, like, in every district, you have somebody representing you.
Yes. And
if you don't have somebody representing you that has your views, reach out and talk to them and ask, have the conversation. Yes. Because I feel like, being informed and being an informed voter is more important than just voting. You know what I'm saying? Because arbitrarily casting your ballot is not a good thing. But know who you're voting for. Know who you're talking to. Know who's going to be representing you. Because without that, you can't get mad now if you just go down there and cast your vote and anything, and then you don't, I didn't want that. Well, maybe you should have talked to the person. Maybe we should have read, you know what I'm saying? So this is why I do the interview series, so that people can understand that candidates are people too. Candidates are coming from the community who want to help the community that you live in. So understanding that is key to making sure we are electing the people that best represent you. Because we may not agree on all
Right.
points, but as long as we check off majority of the boxes, I'm here for it. And so that's my drive. That's what I do. My voter registration drives, many years. You know, I've been a lone person out here, a lone wolf for many years out here pushing people to get out there and vote. This is who this person is, and this is. So I'm glad that that you took the time today to talk to me, but also as a citizen, it made me feel good that a candidate, every time I do an interview, like last week was David, I'm happy to talk to candidates and get why they're running, because there's a special something that is in someone who runs to cast their hat in the ring to run for office, because you're not just representing you.
Exactly. And you really do have to have a special kind of character. Once you knock on doors and people slamming doors in your face and and being told, well, I don't know anything about you. Well, what do you want to know about me? Let me talk. No, I don't want to. And again, if you've seen the school board meetings, you really have to have a special place, a special kind of tolerance, a special understanding and compassion for the passion that some of the moms and dads bring to those meetings. However, I will say, the one thing I would love to see happen with the parents who come, understanding again that public office, you ran for that position and you know what comes with it. However, it really is very discouraging when parents say, I put you in that position and I'll take you out. You work for me. However, I wonder, and this is the only thing I say when I hear that, is if I go to work every day, if you go to work every day and your boss says, this, you work for me, how would you feel? So that's the only thing that I would like to see happen, change there. Recognize we all in this together. You can't be into this particular position for anything other than the end result in having a successful citizen, having your kid become a successful citizen. Those too many C's in there. But to me, that's the only reason to do it. That's the only reason to do it. But again, we're all in this together. So come on, people.
Because that's what I'm saying. It's for you to say that you all are human too. And I want people to, and this is why I do what I do, because people need to understand y'all are people too. It's not just, it's more than just a position. And when I see people, when I watch the school board meetings, because I listen, my wherewithal, because it's like, don't talk to people like you don't want, like, do not address people the way that you don't want to be addressed. Because this is where we have to come as a community, as a whole. We are a family, Stafford County. Even if we don't have the same views, we still the same family, because guess what? We all live here together.
Exactly.
So our children grow up together, our people, like businesses, we do business. So we need to come adopt that more. Like, think of it as a family. You don't want somebody talking to your mama crazy, so don't go to these school board meetings doing that. It doesn't get anything done.
You know what? Stafford was known for so long as the county that had the flag on the highway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know where Stafford is. That's right there where the flag is off I-95 and everything, in that area. Stafford could be known for so much more. We're building up, and
we're growing.
And so Stafford could be known for so much more. But again, just like you said, we got to work together as a community. Not everybody's going to have the same viewpoints, and that would be crazy to expect such. But I think we can do better working together than working apart. So
yes,
that's
well, let everybody know where they can follow you, connect with you, and your social medias or your website or whatever. Please let everyone know how to reach out to you.
So you can find me on Facebook at Wanda Blackwell 4, the number 4, Garrisonville, and that's on Facebook. And I also had the same thing for my website. And I always tell people this: I am very much so a runner. A lot of people will see me running down in the community, and 9 times out of 10, I got a knot on the top of my head because I love to wear it's just so easy to pull their sun visor. So if you see somebody running down the street in Northampton, in Embry Mills, through Park Ridge, it's probably me.
Honk, say hi. Honk or say a wave,
yes,
a wave, you know.
Yes, I was amazed at how many people, as I was knocking on the door to get the petition signed, how many people said, "Aren't you the lady that runs all the time through here?" And I said, "Yeah, that's me." So that's another way you can find me. You can find me on the highway, on the road.
See, y'all, this is again why I do what I do, because candidates are people to understand, like, they are adding something more to their journey by running for office. And yes. I can't thank you enough for talking to me today.
Thank you for having me.
I look forward, like, I've been in the house because I'm a very, I don't want to I'm a very big, firm believer on my space right now. I want to get out and meet people, and I do want to go back and knocking on doors. That's just been my thing. Like, I had my kids with me and a dog. Like, we were out knocking, canvassing and stuff, but the pandemic has put a limit on that. Yes. But slowly but surely we'll get back out there. But I want to thank you, and let me know, what I'm saying, if any events you're having or any virtual things, let me know. Like with each candidate, let me know so that I can put it out there. I don't care what part of what line you're on or what, but I want to make sure that people are informed and people connect with you and people know who you are and vote informed. That is my biggest thing.
Thank you. Welcome. Can I ask you one question? I know you. So were your kids really excited? You said to go back this morning?
Yes, they were.
They were? Okay.
They're proud of me.
All righty. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.